Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and today we are discussing season 2 of Good Omens, which sort of dropped in the last couple of weeks. The Angel and the Demon are back.
So
Mr. Sheen and Mr. Tennant are back. So we'll go straight over to Susan for opening thoughts on Good Omens 2.
all right. Well, Aziraphale and Crowley. It's fun that he's named Crowley because you get a lot of that in the TV show Supernatural, and I just can't get over that. I can't get over how cool it is that there are these two shows with demons named Crowley, and I really like the interplay between Michael Sheen and David Tennant. I love Staged and I love Good Omens. I can't believe that they are so fantastic together. Like, those two absolutely are an amazing double act. I mean, Robert Holmes couldn't have written it better, for crying out loud. I mean, they play off each other's vanity, their weakness. They play off of each other's romance. I mean, in this time, you get Crowley even like figuring it out at the end about the relationship. He actually tries to define the relationship at the end, which that DTR stuff is so incredibly brave, because everybody struggles with those things. Nobody has an easy time of the DTR thing. Even if you're a demon and in love with an angel. I mean, it's just that's really something amazing. And let's see, other things that are amazing about this. Once again, scenery is great. The production value is phenomenal. It has a cast of thousands. Really great. Really, really, really great cast. I mean, you gotta love Ham as Gabriel, all like amnesiaced out. That was hilarious. And then it's pretty wonderful that they there were these Doctor Who drops, like when that one guy's playing the harpsichord, he's playing the Doctor Who theme. Oh, that was pretty awesome. That and it's bigger on the inside. Those two things are like these big Doctor Who eggs. And you gotta know that they're gonna do those. I mean, Neil Gaiman can't help himself, but neither can David Tennant. It's just fantastic. Anyway, the David Tennant Crowley, his car is actually another character in this, and the car was a character in the last one, but you get to see so much of this character trying to develop. I mean, you can't get over it if you're going to see this thing turn yellow. I mean, and he's like, "You turn my Bentley yellow." Anyway, that's fun. And there's it's just such a great, fun, amazing group of actors. I mean, I don't know, maybe the story was better in season 1, but that was because Pratchett was alive and maybe not well, but alive and participatory. And in this one, not so much. And you didn't have the book to go off of for this one, not so much. So maybe it was written better the last time, but I've struggled a bit at times with Neil Gaiman's writing, but not all the time. Sometimes he's just freaking brilliant, like Neverwhere. Oh my gosh, really? That was so good. And yeah, he's class. And yeah, so I think that each of the episodes had a beautiful part, and then it was challenging in order to find bad stuff, but yeah, yep, that's just the way it is. It's just each episode was brilliant. It's hard to find bad stuff, but it maybe not even as written as well as the first bit. So the first season. So those are my opening thoughts. What did you think, Lee?
I was very disappointed with it, to be honest.
You were?
I was, yeah. As you say, the acting, you can't fault the acting.
Right?
But for me, the story was, there was just nothing there. The first season, you had the threat of the world being
Uh-huh.
ripped apart because of all the prophecies and stuff like that. This season, it was more of a, let's keep Gabriel hidden. That was it. There was no threat. There was nothing. I don't know. I mean, it was a nice little watch. Sit down and watch these episodes, but I just wanted more out of it,
Yeah.
and it didn't deliver for me. Also, as well, I wasn't very happy with using actors from the first series in this series as different characters.
Oh, was that
That was
obnoxious?
Miranda Richardson and Nina, what's her name?
Simone?
Susanna.
Oh,
They played totally different characters in the first season. So I was watching them in this season, and I was expecting them to be playing the same person, the same characterizations as what they're playing in the first season.
mm-hmm.
Nina played the nun in the first season, and
Yeah.
Miranda played Miss what's her name, Mrs. Tracy or something in the first season.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand what they were thinking of by doing that, because it was just a bit slightly confusing. You think, oh, they're not playing the same people.
Yeah.
So
I guess you
that
have a really good point there.
that did sort of grind my gears a bit. Yeah, when you had the return of Derek Jacobi and Francis McDormand as the voice of God,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, I don't know. I mean, it was only 6 episodes. There was just nothing there worldly threatening,
Yeah.
and for me, the best out of the episodes was was the Nazi zombie episode.
Was that the little one or the long one?
I don't know. I only watched one episode. I don't know if it was long or. But for me, that out of all those episodes, that was the one what interested me more. That it had a bit more flesh to it, so to speak, for a zombie episode.
Very funny, you.
But yeah, but all in all, I mean, it's set it. I mean, has it set it up for a season 3, or they're going to leave it like that? I don't know. But if there is a season 3 coming, I'm hoping it's going to be better than this one.
Yeah.
Because season 1 was so high.
Yeah.
And this one just, for me, personally, I know you liked it. I mean, I like certain elements in this, as you say about the car and, its own character and all that. Yeah, I totally agree. And, Sheen and Tennant just steal the scenery when they're together, chewing the scenery. But yeah, I don't know, there was just something missing. It might be, as you say, Pratchett's input.
Even, Lee, you have said throughout the years that you don't really, you're not an aficionado of Pratchett, but
No, I struggle reading his books.
But in reality, he has a singular vision. When he writes a story, he writes tons of little nooks and crannies into a story,
Mm-hmm.
so that you've got like the overarching story, but then you've got these figures who come in and influence it, but also create sort of an eddy or a tidal pond where you go, where when the rest of the story rushes by, there's something there. And that is, I mean, you get that a lot in his books, and you get that a lot in in the animated and live action productions of his books. This was the first season of this came right out of the book, and you had those little tide pools, and Gaiman tried that. That's what that ball, that little dance party in the bookshop was trying to be.
Right.
I mean, he tried to create that place where all these other characters could live. I mean, I guess that's what Pratchett was excellent at, was creating those places where you could, even if you just read it really fast, you'd leave a character in a place where they had a whole life to live, and you caught glimpses of each character, and each character was like a big deal. And I just didn't, I mean, I tried to fall in love with Nina and Maggie, but
yeah
I didn't really feel like there was
I did
a love interest there.
that was just shoehorned for me.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Pratchett love story where these two awkward people end up bumping into each other, and love spills out. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that was going to happen. Just no conversation, and then suddenly whoosh. I don't know. That was really interesting and hard for me to,
Yeah, as you say, different writing styles, as you say, but yeah, I struggled with it. I did notice, as you mentioned, I did notice the Who references.
uh-huh. Did you get any other ones?
Well, of course, you got the Doctor Who annual, what never was.
Oh, that's right.
And also Tennant wearing a fez.
Exactly.
That
was so sort of
and also
on the nose, on the head.
And also Peter Davison playing Job.
That's true too.
I think I struggled with this because there was too many flashbacks. It was just going backward. Well, it was always going back in time.
Yeah.
And then it was back. Then he was back in the bookshop or wherever. That the first season never didn't seem to have that. You had an occasional flashback, but this one was nearly every episode. There was a flashback segment to the early on in with stuff that happened in the Bible and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, some people must really love this.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is hugely popular, and I bet you there's a bunch of Good Omens cosplayers down at Boston Comic-Con right now, but yeah, I'm not there. I'm just here.
As long as they don't, as long as they don't go as Gabriel carrying a cardboard box.
I know, right?
I mean that as well. The Beelzebub and Gabriel thing. I didn't get that. I didn't even feel that, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Beelzebub played by another character.
Yeah.
Actress. You know, with a new face. Regenerated.
So to speak.
Yes. So
Yeah.
anything else? Any standouts for you or things what you
Oh,
want
well,
to
I mean, like, I don't know where they might go with another season because of the difficulty in finding a story here for this one. You know, the the my dream is that Terry Pratchett will come to Neil Gaiman in his dreams and just give him something, because a little something, because he's got to create those places for the characters to have a whole life. I mean, even if it's just like, even if it's just utterly simple or silly. I mean, excuse me, sorry about that. I've got the hiccups suddenly.
Oh,
No,
it's a sign.
yeah. I just get so happy to do these podcasts that I get drunk and stuff. No, I don't know.
It's
Anyway, like the steps to okay, the other thing is like the like Job was like the Job story was really I mean, it's always interesting, but then like what could that have been mirrored with in the modern times? Like they needed a modern day Job. You know, if you're going to tell an ancient story and you know you're telling a modern tale, then you should totally bring it forward and give it life in the modern times. There
Yeah.
there could have been a modern day Job. One of like Nina or Maggie could have been like just like one of these super amazing Jobish characters, and then or you know Nina could have all of her trials and tribulations could have led her to Maggie being the return of on her investment of twice over. You know, if they would have made it like that, I mean, you could have done things like that. You didn't get that with Beelzebub and Gabriel either. Like I do know, I agree with what you said there, because like those two could have had that kind of chemistry. Like, oh, you know,
The way Gabriel and Beelzebub was in the first season just contradicted everything in this season.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
I just didn't understand that
Yeah.
because there were loggerheads.
Yeah.
And then I said that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either. The enjoyment of it was the Aziraphale and Crowley always like that is really the meat
For
and
me,
potato.
yeah, for me that was the best thing about it.
And I loved Staged and I loved this too. I think that Michael Sheen and David Tennant are like long lost brothers. You know, they
I'm still waiting for the day for Michael Sheen to play Doctor Who.
I know you are. That's true. You
And
are.
it will happen one day.
Okay. Okie doke.
So,
Very good.
anything else you'd like to say about Good Omens 2?
Um, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I liked how I liked the stuff in the 80s. I gotta tell you, like that whole thing with like kind of the Blitz nightclub thing. I mean, I'm fairly fond of that epic of time and the people who were there. Philip Salon and Boy George and all of that. I just think the world of that whole scene, Nito Bandito to me. I mean, like those are some awesome, you know, uh party goers at that time. And you know, I wish I would have been there then, but then I'd be an old fart. And so anyway, I'm actually like kind of glad that I'm a little younger than that, but just because I'm not so old. But anyway, like that was like same thing with Woodstock. I mean, it's like that, you know, you find these cool things that you wish you would have been part of. And I wish I would have been part of that. And let's see, other things. I wish I would have also seen what it was like to y- you know, catch was it I think it never mind. I just yeah, like that was like those were great. And then the other was the nuclear treaty or whatever. That was pretty incredible. Because I know that like Doctor Who used to do a whole bunch of stuff with nuclear weapons. Like the Master was always trying to get his hands on nuclear weapons, and I just think that would have, you know, that's where that should go. Is yeah, and uh um I liked how cool her coffee shop was, you know. I liked Nina's coffee shop.
Was it called Give Me Coffee or Death?
Give me coffee or death. Yeah. So it's kind of like an Eddie Izzard joke, like cake or death. And it's also kind of like Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death.
Mm.
And so anyway, like those are I think that's actually New Hampshire's state motto right now. Anyway, it's so fun. And um Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I'm that's pretty much all that that was
I mean,
released.
don't get me wrong. It's enjoyable to watch,
Yeah, for
but,
sure.
but when you're watching it doesn't feel the same as the first season at all. The only two things from the first season what remains the same are Sheen and Tennant's portrayals. And if it wasn't for those two, I don't know if I'd have mostly turned it off if they were in it. To be
I
honest,
think. Oh.
um, because there was no, as I've said, there was no story. There was no.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this first season there was an unfavourable episode sort of thing.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, my favourite episode was these Nazi zombies, which was great to see the three League of Gentlemen actors together again on screen.
Yeah, and to have quasi save their lives or whatever, right?
Yeah. So
That was great.
that was great. And to see Sheen and Tennant doing the old theatrical magic trick on stage. The old as they used to do back in the day. Catching the bullet in the teeth and all like that. And so that was great little episode, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that one drew me in. It's just a shame the other 5 episodes just was a bit of a mishmash for me. I'm afraid to say.
Well, I'm not afraid to say it, but I also agree with you this time.
But as it's still a nice little watch of 6
And
episodes.
since Peter was on there and David was on there and Ty was on there, so that's 3 generations of one family that worked this.
Yeah, they're getting about a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, and they tend to find things that they can work on together, which is, some people would say, "Oh, is that nepotism?" And it's not. It's just families enjoying working together
Yeah.
and nepotism.
Always missing was Georgia.
Oh, yeah, right.
So,
That's funny.
anything else you'd like to say before we go to final say and score?
Oh, I really enjoyed this. I do think that the lack of that Terry Pratchett's passing has affected some stuff, some very important things in this world have been affected, and it becomes slightly unbalanced
Yeah.
due to his leaving. But this is we'll see what they come up with if they do another thing.
This is it. Nothing's been said about another season as yet.
Right.
They may leave it as it is, or they might go for it. You don't know.
Yep.
If they do, let's hope there's more excitement.
Yeah.
So what would you give this then out of 10?
I'd give it an 8.5. And let me see. I did put together the episodes. Go ahead. What would you give it as a lump score?
Well, just because we're disappointment in it, I'm going to go a little bit lower there. I'm going to go 7.5. Blue
right.
salamanders out of 10. Because that was a great little scene there with the girl saying, "Can I be a blue one?"
Yep.
So he changed into a blue one. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it as much as the first season, to be honest. But as I say, it's still watchable.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for Sheen and Tennant, then it wouldn't be worth watching if there wasn't in it. So
I agree.
good thumbs up to them. With those two. Just a great dynamic duo of acting. Anything else?
Yeah, the first episode I'd give it an 8. The second episode I'd give that the companion the clue, I'd give that one an 8.5. I know where I'm going. That's a 7.5. The Hitchhiker, I'd give that one. That one would be a 9.5. That one is great. And then like The Ball is great too. That's 9. And then Every Day. I loved how they tied everything together with music again.
Yeah, there's a lot of music used in this. Was it the Buddy Holly song?
Every day things are going by.
But let's say the opening credits are amazing.
Yep.
All the animation. But
Yeah.
For me, it's a little bit disappointing, as I say, but at least some people get some enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, well, they're definitely fans of the show that are totally loving this season.
Yeah. Well, you can't please everybody.
Right, and I just think I think it just means that you and I've been watching and reviewing things a long time together, that we're starting to our ideas are starting to come like from miles away, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. It's stressful for me to say it. You see how my jaw gets clenched when I think about this?
Too picky. We've been spoilt.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Yes, okay.
So that's our review of Good Omens 2 done. You guys out there, if you've watched this six-parter of the season, let us know. Let us know what you thought. Did it compare to the first season? How did it compare? Please leave us a message. We're on all social platforms, social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter. Well, it's not Twitter anymore. It's X. It's X now. Twitter is dead, but X, it's the same format and everything. The title has just changed, and the little bird is dead. So it's X.
The heck was that about?
Of YouTube, of course. So wherever you watch this video, because it's put up on all the platforms, please leave a message below. And if you'd like to join us, message again, contact us. We just need to be 18 plus for that, because some things we review and talk about are 18 rated. That's the main reason. And then sometimes we do get a little bit heated, and some things are said what we shouldn't say. So that's why that's going to be 18 rated as well. You can
try to control me.
If you've got a PC or a laptop or a tablet or even your mobile phone, you can use anything now, these technology, as long as you've got a working microphone and a camera, you're in. So just get in touch with us. So I think that our little review is done and dusted. I'm going to go now have a nice cup of tea and some Eccles cake, I think, just to de-stress.
Oh, nice. Eccles cake was the kind that was in the TV show, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm going to de-stress with Eccles cake.
Good. I
So
have
until
no idea. These
uh,
British things. Oh my gosh.
who'd want to be British when you can be American?
When you
You
don't
decide,
have any
Punter.
clue.
You decide. So until next time, folks, please be safe, and we'll see you on our next cast. So bye for now.